Asiem Nasieya, Anta Cecilia Point, Talitanathwahuamasquium, Ami Tsepquequilam. I said, my name's Cecilia Point. I'm from the Musqueam First Nation, and I want to welcome everyone here to my territory this evening. And I want to especially thank the hosts of Late Night with Savages for being huge supporters of Musqueam for so many years. We met when Musqueam was having a stand at our ancestral graveyard, which was being destroyed by developers. And the crew here came down and interviewed us and stood with us and shared meals with us and songs. And I'm forever grateful to them for that. So I want to call on my ancestors this evening to give us the right thoughts and words to share with all of you. And I'm going to call on my ancestors not only here from Musqueam and Squamish and from South America. I'm also part Mapuche, and my late mother was from Ireland. So I want to invite my mother here tonight to send Irish blessings as well. So I always tell people, my ancestors tell me what to say, but every now and again a leprechaun gets in there and messes me up a little bit. So I want to welcome you with my great Uncle Dominic's song, our paddle song, Osiem.
How has this affected the tourist industry?
It's been a disaster.
Really?
Quite frankly, yeah.
I have to.
And you can notice just from never mind indigenous tourism, the local tourism is suffering.
On this
Angeles, May the 26th, live on Co-op Radio 101.9 FM and CITR 101.9 FM, as well as on Co-op Radio dash, Co-op Radio dash, content dash, video. Watch us and catch us if you can. Late Night with Savages, where you don't have to be savage to be Indian, and you don't have to be Indian to be savage. Welcome our guest musician, Ethan Rivas. We have a special guest tonight. His name is Alex Chisholm. He is the arts director of The Gathering Place. We'll speak with Tamara Bell. We'll also be hearing from Nick Perry and Gary Oliver with his Artist Corner and more. Thank you for joining us on Late Night with Savages. Welcome, Alex Chisholm. Welcome to the show, Alex. Hi. Well. You're supposed to do a dance. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Do it like you're Ellen DeGeneres or you know the woman I'm speaking of.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Just
man.
boogie all night.
Yeah. So you've been at this all day, hanging out at the Gathering Place.
Been working here, setting up all afternoon, and getting the art show going here, and setting up all of the cameras and everything. It's all been great.
All ready to roll?
Ready to rock and roll.
Like a big blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed you have a lot of artwork up here, and this is a part of the Access Festival.
Yeah, so we're doing a whole art show in the entire room here. This is up tonight. The rest of the room will be hung tomorrow, and we'll open at 12 noon tomorrow.
Ah.
Yeah. Eugene Harry, I think, is going to come, and he's going to do a blessing and a couple of songs to open up, and yeah.
Hey, Ethan, can I introduce you to Alex Chisholm?
Hey, man, how you doing?
And
All right.
this is Ethan.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Rock it out, man. Cool.
So it's a pleasure having you here with us on Late Night with Savages. This is only our second production. Our last production was held at the Redgate at 1965 Main Street.
Yeah.
And it was our very first Late Night with Savages, where we had Keats Morton, who is a violinist, fiddler, and also Nick Perry, and a few other really great guests, a couple of actresses that did some monologues and everything like that.
Nice. Wonderful. Yeah, well, we're super happy to be here doing the second show for you.
So this is really great. Let's just do the best that we can. This is the first time that we've all come together working from the Gathering Place. And as I said, Ethan is on music, and Tamara Bell will be interviewing her, as well as Butterflies in Spirit, who have also arrived. They'll be performing. And also Gary Oliver will be showing up. Anthony Fable is a flutist, but he's also a binner. And known to the downtown east side. He was a part of and founded the Binning Society.
Excellent. They're a great society, do lots of really good work all around through the downtown east side, and some of them come up here and do some work for us on some of the festivals we do from time to time as well, yeah.
Yeah. So you also have a festival that's up and coming, where you're inviting people like Curtis Clearsky, I noticed.
Yeah, well, as part of this festival, so this is the Access Festival, and we're sponsoring the show here tonight. We're super happy to have it here, and the idea behind the Access Festival is access for people with visible and invisible disabilities, and people who are seeking equity, BIPOC communities and other communities who are seeking equity in the community, in the world, and in the arts.
And that is predominantly what the Access Festival is about. That's why you named it or renamed it.
Exactly. So we ran about 10 years called the Gathering Festival, and we did lots of other stuff that wasn't specifically Access related. But we did the Access Awareness Day on the first Saturday in June every year. And every year we've done more and more of it, and it's been super exciting. So we just started to focus more on accessibility and that whole part of it, and decided to rebrand the festival to the Access Festival. So that's what we're doing here now. We're running a week, and Curtis Clear Sky is going to be on, I think, a week from Friday. So what's that? Friday, June 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after Curtis, and you'll also have a number of artists who will be featured in an exhibit. And is this their first time ever being invited to have their artwork exhibited?
Well, some of them, it's their first time. Jolene Andrews, who is our cultural consultant for the festival, it's her first time. She didn't know about the festival, and so we were talking about what artists should we bring, and I realized, you know, and Jolene, you're an artist. Why don't we use your stuff? She showed it, and I said, let's do it. Great. So her stuff's here. AJ Brown has exhibited before. And some of the other artists are new to me, yeah.
And is this a new initiative for the Gathering Place where you're actually engaging the visual artists in the community?
No, we've been doing art shows here for 4 or 5 years. As I said, every year we did a little bit more and more of the Access Festival kind of ideas and more on that theme. So even in the last 5 years, we've been doing cabarets here in the center and art shows and showing films at the Van City Theatre. So we've been doing lots of stuff. But this year, because of COVID, most of it has to go online. We're doing some very small things here at the Gathering Place, but we're not really advertising the stuff we're doing at the Gathering Place because we don't want big crowds.
I see. Yeah. I find that is going on all over town. In fact, on May 5th, the Butterflies in Spirit held a huge gathering at the City Hall, and a number of the people that stood up and talked about the event, they were so upset because it wasn't properly advertised, the media didn't cover it, and it's really hard to promote events that, are meant to be low-key, right?
Right. You don't want to mention something really exciting happening here and then get 40 people to show up to a workshop that you can only fit 4 people in.
That's right. Yeah. So you have to be selective.
Yeah.
And those are a lot of challenges that we've had to deal with throughout this pandemic. One of them is it has delayed our production, for one thing, put us a month behind in a couple of incidences where people were put on hold and we had to call them back a month later. Right. And sometimes they're not always available by then either.
Exactly.
Right? It's been really it's really shaken up our lives and turned us upside down, but people like you have been able to embrace a virtual world where we adjust.
I mean, when COVID hit last year, we were supposed to do the Access Festival at this time last year, and of course, nobody was doing anything. We canceled that, and we had no idea what to do. And after New Year's in 2021, we were like, we still have to do a festival. So we did it in January. We did it all online. Mm-hmm. You hosted one of the shows that we did, that we streamed online,
and I actually had to do it from home because I had been exposed to COVID. Even though I didn't have COVID, I still had to take those precautionary measures, and I couldn't actually come here and participate in person. We set up a Zoom, Kamet and you and me, we all got together, and we keep the wheels turning.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We do what we have to.
And it was great. So we did that in February, and here we are 2 months later. 3 months later, organizing another festival. This one's happening at the time it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So it's really
Not
exciting
on Indian
to do it
time
now.
This time.
Yeah. It's really exciting to be doing it now. Yeah.
That is exciting,
Yeah.
and it's exciting for us to be able to get back on track and begin to reintegrate, by any means necessary, even if it's just a little wee step at a time like this, taking the time to get a group of people together to contribute to that void that we're all feeling.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just really nice to hear music. We were in the studio last week with Kimmit,
Yeah.
who's our producer
Kimmit.
and producing here tonight.
Yeah.
And it's just exciting to see Curtis Clearsky and Sandy Schofield.
You got to see Sandy
Oh
Schofield?
yeah, she came in and she did it. She
Really?
did a set. Yeah,
Did
and
she walk?
Oh, she did. She was not well. She had a terrible accident, and so this is what Access is all about. I mean, here's a woman who would have just stayed at home, but we were like, how do we accommodate you? We'll send you a taxi. I'll bring my guitar so you don't have to carry it. What else do we have to do to get you here? Because that's what Access is all about.
Yeah.
People in wheelchairs, people with visible disabilities, people with invisible disabilities. That's what we're trying to promote here. And so
Yeah.
Sandy, it was a perfect example of trying to bring somebody in to help out.
And so she walked in?
She
Or did
walked
you
in
carry
pretty
her in?
slow. Well,
Did you carry her in? Be honest.
oh well, yeah, that's my secret. I'm not telling anybody.
She'll never
about
tell.
that.
He'll
Yeah.
never tell. That's good. I know I can trust you. How old are you?
Me, I'm 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And
that's
I'm
good.
dyslexic, so you
All
can figure it
right.
out from there.
Okay, well, my big joke is always like a guy that will tell his age will tell you anything. So, you know what?
Well, I sort of snuck my age in
Yeah,
there.
I
just
think
had it
I
backwards.
think I could trust you. I think I can trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I really love the fact that you've included Late Night with Savages here at the Gathering Place and that will be a part of the Access Festival. The most
Absolutely.
exciting thing about it is that not only do we get to go to you live this evening from 609 Helmkin Street at the Gathering Place on Co-op Radio and CITR, and of course Co-op Radio content videos, but we also get to be a part of the Access Festival. So that means this will be rebroadcasted when?
We're still working on that.
Oh, really?
Well,
Are you going to pull the date out of your butt? Or?
yeah, I know. We're trying to fit in all of these things next week. Most of the stuff is set up. I think we've got Saturday afternoon set up that we're going to be doing a whole string of broadcasts and rebroadcasts on Saturday afternoon. And so where the problem is where it fits in that, I don't know.
See? The things you got to deal with
It's
as
an
the artistic
8-hour
director.
stream. It's a binge watch that we're watching all of the videos that day. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So we'll just ask everybody to keep an ear and eyes out for when we will be rebroadcast. We'll be sure to let everybody
yeah,
know, right?
absolutely, yeah.
You're also a musician yourself.
I am, yeah.
And what else do you do? Do you paint? Do you...
Well,
Sing,
I
you-
used to paint. That's not my thing anymore. I'm a gardener. I love gardening. I do that's my thing. I've got a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
And I go home and I just all weekend long. That's all I do.
What kind of stuff do you grow?
Well,
Is it legal?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly?
The most exciting thing that I've done recently is really cool because I've been growing camas for the last 10 or 15 years, and camas is a native plant that the indigenous people who lived here, that was one of their staple foods. And I just harvested about 25 pounds of camas and I just cooked it. It took me 2 days to cook it.
Ooh, la la.
But when it cooks, it's amazingly sweet. It's really a beautiful, beautiful plant. So
Wow.
really
And how
exciting.
do you grow any medicinal plants?
Uh,
Medicine? Like pot? Marijuana? Cannabis?
yeah, no,
Opioid?
all
like
my friends
poppies?
want me to grow it because I'm a good grower, but no, I haven't. I love flowers. I just grow a lot of flowers and stuff. My wife has a garden, and she does natural dyes. It's a dye garden, so it's a community garden, and they dye all kinds of, or use lots of different plants to do different kinds of dyes, and they do community workshops and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And how about edible plants? Do you have any edible plants?
Oh, well, I love homegrown tomatoes, and I do lots of herbs, not the kind of herbs you smoke typically, but
Yeah.
I get
Not those
lots,
kind of
lots
edibles.
lots of basil and lots of sage and thyme and all of that stuff.
Rosemary.
Yeah, rosemary. I
Yeah.
love rosemary.
Yeah. And for those of you who are feeling sad, because you've been isolated and feeling depressed, you know what is really, really, really good for that? It's a Persian herb. It's like not cilantro. It's saffron.
Saffron.
Saffron, apparently, Persians, when they have a funeral, they put saffron in their tea, they put it in their coffee, they put it in their salads, they put it in their potatoes, they put it in their rice, they put it on their meat, they put it on their dessert because it's a natural antidepressant. And they know that when people come to funerals, they're super, super sad. And so they just throw it in everything so that everybody's just,
I'll be eating a
feeling
lot of
more
saffron.
leveled.
Maybe I should start growing saffron. And
It's very expensive. It
Yeah.
costs $23 for 2 little containers of saffron at Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
do use
saffron.
some of it in my cooking, but I'm not growing it as of yet.
No, how do you grow it? That
have
is
no
the
idea.
thing. Are there saffron seeds on the market, on the black market?
I know nothing about growing saffron,
We-
other than the saffron themselves are the petals, I think, of the flower. You have
Okay.
to pluck them off.
And where do they
right.
grow?
Well, I assume in the East, in India, I don't know. I've got no clue. I just buy the stuff at the store and I
Yeah.
cook with it. It's marvelous.
Yeah, it is. That's why we're so happy,
Yeah.
right? And these deep and
Keeps
sorrowful
me
times.
from getting depressed.
It does.
Especially during COVID.
Yeah. Oh, so before I let you go, this is a question I hear them asking on CBC. When COVID is over, what is going to be the first thing you do?
I'm going to have a party in my backyard and I'm going to hug all my friends.
Oh, beautiful. Until then,
All
I'll
right.
just let you have the elbow. This is Late Night with Savages, and Alex Chisholm is in the house with me, our very first guest at the Gathering Place. It's been a pleasure. Ethan is our studio musician, and we're very pleased to have him here. He'll be playing his heart out for you on Late Night with Savages. How you feeling, Ethan? Good? Very good. Awesome. I love your music and I love your vibes. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Do you guys want me to play? Or
Yeah, let's play. Do you want me to sing? I don't think so. We're just going to let you play, Ethan. in the house with us, Late Night with Savages. And we have a special guest here, Tamara Bell, who is from the Haida Nation. She is and was the producer of a show called Creative Native on APTN, currently hosting First Talk, and is my special guest here today. Tamara, very nice to have you here.
Ethan's amazing.
Isn't he?
He's so talented. Like, holy cow.
I know. I found Ethan.
You found him?
I found him. I discovered him
find.
my very own self. Like, I'm Columbus, right? I'm walking down downtown, and he was performing at Tinseltown.
Well, I just gave him my card and I asked him to be on our show.
Oh, awesome.
I would love him to be on our show. People would love it because it's like perfect. So I don't know.
And
I'll have to
he's
convince
creating a-
Ethan.
Well,
I'll
we'll
like make sure
convince
that I have
him.
sushi that day or something
Yeah.
to draw him in.
Yeah, he has a really great vibe about him, and I think that he is going to be amazing to get to know over the next little while.
Well, he's got like a really great persona and a really great look, and he's got a great sound. So that's the package, right?
Yeah, that's
I know,
right. And he
I
has
know.
a strong presence.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I want to. Do you know?
And
who
he's like
Paul
kind of
Schaefer
killer
is?
with that guitar, huh?
Right. Yeah.
I
was
know.
saying, he's like my Paul Schaefer, and I told him this, but he
He's-
doesn't know who Paul Schaefer is. Could be the age difference, right? But yeah, I wanted him to be the Paul Schaefer of Late Night with Savages, and
Well, he fills in really well. He's like amazing. He's a talented guy.
Yeah.
So I think you guys make a rockin' team.
yeah.
I think you should keep him on.
Yeah.
That's my vote. So yeah.
Definitely, every week. And next week, we're actually inviting Mama Bear here, who just happens to be Ethan's mom. She feeds
Nice.
people in the downtown east side every single night.
How nice.
Yeah, and she has her own background as like an actress in the past. So he comes from a very talented family.
Wow, that is like the creator's work, right? When people do stuff like that, that's freaking amazing.
And you know, Tamara, what I think is important to let our youth know, it's important to say yes.
It
When
is.
somebody offers you an opportunity to participate in an event, just say yes. It always
Okay,
leads
I'm
to
going to
other
give you
things.
mom advice.
Okay.
For all those young people at home who want mom advice, I do this all the time with people.
Okay.
I'm constantly giving mom advice to people. Never let your self-esteem get in the way of your ambition.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm like half native and half Russian. And I'm telling you, like, my self-esteem, most of my life was crap. And you know what? And you kind of, after a while, you just don't care. But number one rule is don't let that happen. Compartmentalize that, put it away, because other people don't see it. So if you feel you have a talent or a skill or something, reach out to people who support you. I mean, I think Ethan's like a
Yeah.
little star there. So I
He's
think,
a
you know,
magnet.
I know. He's like amazing. I was watching him and I'm like, wow, that kid has got talent. So I
Yeah.
think hopefully somebody will scoop him up in like
That's
some
right.
big thing. But you know what? I asked him to be on First Talk, so we'll see. You know, I'll promise
Say
him sushi.
yes.
I'll promise him sushi, and then you know, and we've got a makeup artist and all that stuff. So you know, like he'll get
Yeah.
first class treatment. So.
Yeah, we'll put some more paint on him. Go
That's
all
like deck him
Indian.
out. Yeah, that's right. So what are we talking about today, Ganarji?
Well, you know, the last time we talked, we both and I, you and I were both a little bit.
We vibe.
concerned.
Me and Ganarji vibe. We're good vibers.
Mm-hmm.
We vibe and we get it. And then, you know, like we know what's going on. So she's a beat on the street and I'm like a fan. So.
Yeah, and I'm your fan too, right?
Oh, thanks.
The reason I
There's
asked
that one
you, though,
fan
you're-
that's been watching First Talk.
Yeah, I wanted to know how it was done. That's why I asked you here. It's like, show me how this is done, please.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's the weirdest thing. I totally don't ever see myself as a person on TV.
Yeah.
I just think it's so weird because I'm like, nobody should ever listen to anything I say. But
Do
then
they
people
listen
do,
to
and
you
I'm
when
like,
you're not
why?
on TV, Tamara? Do people listen to you when you're
They
not on
do,
TV?
and I don't know why, because my entire life, nobody's ever listened to me. And then people just one day started listening, and I'm like, why? I don't know why. It's so weird.
Like-
Anyways, I just considered that social media, it got really boring for that minute, and that's why they tuned in.
Well, the
So,
reason I do
there was
what I
nothing
do,
in the feed.
I started wondering why, Ganarji, do you do what you do? right? You're creating these radio shows. Like, who the heck are you to tell them what the news is, right? And I notice it when I'm on the air and I have a
Well, if
microphone
it's on TV or on the radio, it's right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
the
Don't
truth. The
question
honest
everything.
truth.
Question everything. Don't listen to anything. No, I question everything because I'm always analyzing. You know what Ganarji did? This is like a total like secret. So she sends me this video to watch
Yeah.
of like, what was it, Tonto?
Yeah.
Of like the Lone Ranger. I was so triggered. I almost had to call 911. It was so racist. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't watch this stuff.
I know. Well,
I
they
was
were
so triggered. Even watching Gone with the Wind, I was so triggered. I'm like, I can't watch this racist stuff. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
So I was like, really, I had to do like, do you go into racism 911 mode after stuff like that? And what do you do?
What do? I bite my
Yeah.
tongue off, and then I can't talk for a few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
I emotionally eat.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah, like I'll be sitting there with a giant thing of popcorn or something like that, and then I emotionally eat until I can work it out of my system.
Like, you don't eat a horse, you eat a bison or a buffalo, right?
I'll just be like, I gotta emotionally eat to get over that stuff. So you made me watch it, and I was like mortified. I was like,
Yeah.
why am I watching this racist stuff? And then I did research, and you know what I discovered?
What?
Get this. Do you know what tonto means?
No.
It means stupid.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Really? That is so tonto.
Tonto. So in Portuguese, it means dizzy. In Spanish, it means stupid or dumb person.
Oh.
So
Ow.
more triggering.
Yeah.
So I was super triggered after that. Thank God I have a meditation, and I've got some skills and tools to get over that stuff.
Well, your mantra
and
is not
Kimosabi
tonto.
is friend. So get this: he's going tonto, stupid, and then he's going what Kimosabi, and then to the guy, and the guy's like, oh, blah. It was so. I was drawing all this academic
And they were also
material.
covering up a murder that had happened on that particular episode that
I was
sent
so
you.
triggered after that, and then I did more research about some of the people who were playing the actors. I was so triggered. I'm telling you, like some people want to know, like I'm Haida, and for a lot of people who don't know what Haida people are like, I'm matriarchal.
Yeah.
My tribe is matriarchal.
Yeah.
And people don't like it, but I don't care. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I say what I say, but then I was also raised that way. Yeah, so I was.
Well, I had no idea that tonto, what did you call him? The stupid?
Yeah, stupid.
Stupid.
Spanish
I
and
had no
Portuguese.
idea that tonto was native.
You know what? The whole thing, I was watching.
They
it, and
said
I was
he's Mohawk.
Yeah,
Do you
he is
believe that?
Mohawk. But so he is a Mohawk actor, but the rest of the surrounding cast were not.
Okay.
So they cast this one guy, but you can see the undertones in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And you're like the undertones of like.
They even talk
how-
about the half-breed.
Yeah, I know, and that was also very triggering.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
right? Like,
oh my God, this stuff is like.
I know.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, this stuff is just so triggering. So yeah, luckily I have a meditation. I have a meditation, and nobody has made this, and it has to be made a native or a meditation for racism, where you can listen to it so that you can come down from the homicidal feelings you have.
Oh, homicidal feelings, isn't
Yeah,
it?
don't you? I get really pissed off.
Some people would get suicidal. You're more homicidal. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
But I was like, that's.
You've
why
got
am
to
I
watch
listening
what you
this?
say to this lady.
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So you really get a snapshot into Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
in terms of how they created characters. There's a lot of magnification right now on how we interpret. Like even if you watch Gone with the Wind,
Yeah.
and the way they fashion and create characters where there's black people there, and then you've got the black community. Now we're looking at everything with a new lens. We're looking at Dr. Seuss. We're looking at Disney. We're looking
yeah.
at the story of Pocahontas. We're looking at all of this.
The Seven
And we're
Dwarfs.
dissecting it. Yeah, all of this stuff. And we should.
Yeah.
Some people say, oh, it's cancel culture, but bring it on. I think, we need this, right? This is what part of the earth is changing into, right? With COVID, it's a new re-examination. The tension of like this worldwide pandemic has really brought a sort of a microscope onto everything, and it has raised the level of stress and level of anxiety. So I think it's really important to talk about that stuff.
I do too. And before you go on to this,
Sure.
I wanted to ask you, just quickly give us a little recap of what the Arts and Crafts Act is about that's in the United States and how we would like to implement that here in Canada. Just a quickie.
Okay, so in March, I had a look at some of the stuff that was happening in terms of pretendians. And what I did was I proposed an Indigenous Identity Act that made it legal with a 5-year possible prison sentence and $250,000 fine for people assuming Indigenous identity without qualifying. So when we talk about qualifying, we're talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. So this conversation is so freaking triggering for people on every side. So Canadians, it's split right down the middle. Canadians who are like, I don't really care, I don't get it. And then Native people were like, make it stop, I can't take it anymore. So there's not an understanding of why it's triggering, why it's not good. And so I proposed something like that in legislation in Canada so we can encourage people to allow Indigenous people to take Indigenous jobs so that, you know, because if you're, say, for example, a non-Native person and you want to take a job, you're contributing to Indigenous poverty, like the poorest people in like the Americas. And what kind of a person would take a job from the poorest demographic? It's like crazy. But then you think and you slide into narcissism, right? And you think, well, they don't care, right? They just want a job. They're having problems at SFU, VCC with Indigenous people. It's called race shifting. I got called out a couple weeks ago in Ontario about using the word pretendian because it's weaponizing the word. But weaponizing?
I know.
They've criminalized Indigenous and Black people for over 500 years. And we're worried about that. Give me a break. So that's what I said. I said, give me a break. I'm not going to listen. And you know what? I mean, there's a few people who are sort of the mantle at this moment who have taken up space that they don't belong in. And it's Joseph Boyden and Michelle Latimer. So those are the two icons.
You said it.
I
said it out loud.
I said it out loud, and people got really angry.
She said
Why
it.
is she picking on this woman?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because I'm a Native woman picking on a white woman. Problem.
Well, I have always had this problem of being too Indian. Michelle Latimer has a problem of being not enough Indian. We gotta find a balance here.
Well, you know what? My position is that, you know, having spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff, Native people are just Native people no matter what. Like, we are Native, we have an understanding, a communal feeling, we're community-based. But then when you look at like I will happily sacrifice, if I know somebody else is Native and they're gonna get a job and it's between me and them, I'm very comfortable backing off going, maybe not, I'm okay with that. But you can see that that's a different, we're community-based, we're collectively. So what happens to you happens to me. What happens to somebody else happens to me. So we're connected in a different way. Our worldview is different. So it's not individualistic. Even the law is based on like an individualistic system. It's not based on an Indigenous system of collectiveness and cohesiveness. So I think, you know, we have problems with how we even see the world. So the meeting ground in this is Canadians, and this is what I said, like I think it was last week, Canadians need to come to us and kind of come onto our side. Because I'm telling you, as Indigenous people and Black people, we have been changing everything about our culture and ourselves for hundreds of years. Pick up a book. Find out about Native people. Meet a Native person. You know, I have never been asked, almost never, what tribe are you? Or where are you from? These are really basic questions, but I'll ask Native people all the time, where are you from? You know, what tribe are you? Like, there's a desire to connect. So we have to get Canadians to kind of like come on board.
We will take it down to who's your grandma and who is your grandpa.
Oh yeah, when I introduce
your
myself,
mom
I'll
and your dad.
introduce, I'll say my grandma's Nani Carey, my grandpa's Chinny from Old Masset Village, and we break it down, my clan is Raven, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows who your family dynamic is. So how do you spot a pretendian? Well, it's really simple. Ask them, what nation are you or what tribe are you? And I mean, this is like really simple stuff.
I like that. How do you spot a pretend Indian?
Yes, we have three things for people. Take a note. How do you spot a pretendian? Number one,
Yeah.
ask them what tribe and nation they're from.
Yeah.
And if they flounder and they're like, Métis, Algonquin, Cree, Blackfoot, Cherokee, you're like, you don't really sound native.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of made up. It's simple. It's like spotting a liar, right?
yeah.
And then the next thing is, who's your family? Well, they won't know.
Yeah.
So this is like real easy peasy stuff.
Well, yeah, but if you're adopted like I am,
Yeah, but we
that's the
know.
difference.
Soon as somebody says, you know what, I was adopted, I'm like, no problem.
Yeah,
Join the
keep in
tribe.
touch.
Come on in.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on in.
So we know how to spot a pretendian. What
Yes.
should we say or not say to Indians once we meet them?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a list,
Okay, here we go.
ladies and gentlemen. 10 Indigenous commandments to not offend a Native person. Number 1, I can go, you crazy Indian, and we'll laugh,
Yeah.
but nobody else can say it.
You cannot call
Cannot.
white people.
No.
You cannot call us crazy Indians to our
No,
face.
and you can't
Maybe
say,
behind our back.
you've got a total Indian diet, and we'll laugh. We'll be like, because it's a communal thing, so you can't say that. People go, well, what about Indian? What kind of Indian? Is it dot or feather? And I'm like, feather. We're feather. So you can't say that because we don't like it. It's just a thing.
Yeah, I can call you a savage. You can call me a savage. But
Yes.
Kemet, you can't call us savage, okay?
Because we'll talk about it afterwards.
That's
we'll be
right.
like, Gennarji, did you
Yeah.
see what he did? Did
Yeah.
you see what he did?
What he
That's what we
said.
do when we spot a pretendian. I'll sidle up to somebody native. I'll be like, Gennarji, did you see that pretendian there pretending to be native?
Yeah.
You know what she said? You know what she did? We all know. We all know. So
Yeah.
people think we don't. We do know.
Yeah.
So that's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 is, this is a very important one. Do not lightly claim that you're Indigenous.
Okay. Lightly?
Yes, do not say that your uncle was a chief or a shaman and your grandmother was a Cherokee princess.
Yeah. That's not gonna fly.
Don't even go close to that
Don't
door.
go there.
Don't go
Don't
close to
go
that
there.
door. Because we'll talk. We'll all talk.
Behind your back. With our tomahawks. Yeah.
Just for fun on a really fun day.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Okay, another one, number 3. If you see a job posted for an Indigenous person
Okay.
and you're not Indigenous, don't apply.
Don't apply.
Don't apply. If it's Indigenous, don't apply. Look at it and go, looks like really good money, but I think I'll back off because
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like the right thing to do.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
so
go.
There's commandment number 3. Now, this has been
Commandment
not affirmed by the AFN or BC Federation of Indian Chiefs or Adam Beach, so this
Yeah.
is just all made up.
All
so
off
you
the
can
top of our
interchange the
heads.
commandments.
Yeah.
There's no formality. But
One is not more important than the other.
don't ever say this to a Native person either.
Okay.
I was at a dinner with a whole bunch of people at this very formal setting. I know you can't picture me there. Anyways, just pretend for a minute. It's late. Everybody can imagine it. And I'm with a bunch of people, and some lady came up to me and she goes, "You're a hunter-gatherer." And I'm like, I thought I was like working in television. So don't ever call, when you run into a Native person, even if you thought you heard it a long time ago in high school or
Yeah.
elementary school, don't let it roll off your lips. No, don't say it.
no.
Don't say it.
Don't.
If you've
say
had a
it.
couple of drinks and you feel like you want to say something crazy,
Just have another drink.
go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, and give yourself a talking to going, this isn't the place.
Yeah, or you take your tongue like this
Yeah.
and you bite it real hard.
Yes, don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So another one is find out whose land you're on and celebrate it.
Oh, yeah.
So, land acknowledgement, another, make sure you do that, because if you're not doing it and you're on somebody's land and you don't do it, you could offend somebody.
That's right.
That's commandment number 5.
Follow that protocol.
I know. And these are all heavily researched and heavily thought out and vetted and stuff. Joking or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Anyways, I just made them up. I just made them up on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. Don't buy things that are made by a non-native person when it's a native piece of art or a craft or something like that.
Yeah.
Make sure that you are supporting, if you truly want to support Indigenous people, make sure it's made by a native person,
Yeah.
because you're supporting that native person then. So it's like, if you see a dream catcher, it's $1.99 in the dollar store, don't buy it. Hold off. Hold off. I'm asking you to hold off.
Yeah. But I also think it's okay if things are designed by Native people and manufactured by other people. I know that there's some kind of argument, or maybe it's a little conflictual in the artist world, but we can't.
Are we going to have an Iroquois leg fight on our hands?
Yeah, we can't keep this.
Is there going to
We
be
can't
trouble
keep our.
with Margie?
Yeah, we can't keep the artists going without manufacturing.
Oh, no, I
You know,
agree.
on a big
I
scale,
agree.
I think
Manufacturing,
we need to work
yes.
in partnership with other
Yes.
people without being made to feel bad
Yes.
about going to work with somebody else to manufacture our work.
Yes,
So-
manufacturing is good. Next commandment, do not buy
Okay.
anything that has a native mascot on it.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Fair enough.
all those sports fans, they're all hating it now. They're all boo, boo, get her to
Boo.
shut
I
up.
like the Indians.
Yeah, the
and-
mascot thing, because you're supporting.
Seahawks.
Yeah, and it demeans our people. So don't do it. Even if you're a fan,
Yeah.
you got to tell your friends, I know you're a fan,
Okay.
and you want that jersey.
Yeah.
But I was listening to Ganarji on her show. We had this conversation.
Yeah.
And this is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing is, don't use terminology out of context, like, let's go have a powwow. Unless you're native.
Yeah.
I can go, Ganarji, let's have a powwow.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't powwow with people, and don't say that because it's out of context.
Yeah.
So.
And you don't want to be telling people, let's go to the big house, because the big house is different.
Yes.
To us, it's a ceremony house. To all of you, it's jail.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Unless, of course, we say it to each other.
Yeah.
Don't be like, let's go to the big house. Then we laugh.
Yeah.
So
The Indian
it's
laugh.
an inside joke. Yeah, it's an inside joke. Another really important one is when you have a ceremony or a tribal event or something like that, or the opening of a school, the opening of a city, or anything like that, invite an elder to do a land acknowledgement. Bring the elders in to do their work, and a note to self, we do this all the time. Make sure you have an honorarium and a gift for them, because we're gift-giving people.
Yeah.
So make sure you give them
Especially
an
in the
honorarium.
West Coast.
Or else there's going to be trouble.
Yeah. A little bit of
There's
tobacco.
going to be some hard panic there. So
Burn
make
some
sure you
sage.
give them it. Yeah, so for sure. And last, most important, don't ever make jokes about Native people paying taxes,
Oh, yeah.
because that's bad. That's
Yeah.
bad. So those are the 10 commandments,
Okay,
Ganarji.
well, thank you. I will keep them in my heart.
Yeah, keep them. They're mostly just things that we have to do. So, Ganarji, what do you think? 10 commandments, are they unreasonable or reasonable?
I think they're pretty reasonable. I'm going to try and follow them as best I can and demand that everybody, when talking to me, that, you know, they don't say things like, let's powwow. And I think that, yeah, I will do my best to follow them as closely as I can.
You're such a good citizen, Ganarji.
Yeah, I know.
I would listen to it, then immediately forget everything.
Yeah, I'm actually, like, I forgot some of it, but I'm just like, you put me on the
This is just simple
spot.
things to give people a sense of, like,
Yeah,
how to operate around Native people so you don't make an enemy.
definitely.
Where we all, like, don't hang
Yeah.
out with that chick, man. She's going to say something insane. And
And
that's
no
what-
taking bets on whether we're Inuit, Eskimo, Métis, Kwakwaka'wakw, Haida. We don't like that either.
People do that?
They did it to me as I grew up.
No way.
Yeah, they would stand and they'd look at me and they'd take bets. I gotta go. It's been great talking to you.
Very nice talking to you.
Yeah.
COVID handshake. Thank you so much for everybody's time.
Tomorrow Bell on Late Night with Savages.
Thank you.
Live,
Thank you, everybody.
live from 609 Palmkin Street on 101.9 FM, 100.5 FM, and of course, Co-op Radio Dash, Content Dash Videos. Peace.
Like the Seminole, Navajo, Kickapoo, like those Indians, I'm an Indian too. Like the Chippewa, Iroquois, Omaha, like those Indians, I'm an Indian too. Some Indian summers day without a care. I may run away with the chief son of a bear, and I'll wear moccasins, wampum beads, feathered hats, which will go to prove I'm an Indian too. A Sioux. Just like battle axe, hatchet face, eagle nose, like those Indians, I'm an Indian too. Just like rising moon, falling pants, running nose, like those Indians, I'm an Indian too. Some Indian summer's day without a sound, I may hide away with bitches, big bitches. I'll have totem poles, tomahawks, pipes of peace, which will go to prove I'm an Indian too. A Sioux. A Sioux. Since I was a child of 3, they had the Indian sign on me. They'd sit and watch me as I grew. I would dream how nice 'twould be to have
Why highway I, highway I, highway I, oh. Why highway I, highway I, highway I, oh. Way highway I, highway I, highway I, oh. Way highway I, highway I, highway I, oh. Way highway I, highway I, highway I, why highway I, highway I, highway I, oh.
which is rightfully ours. Years from now, my people will be forced to live in mobile homes on reservations. Your people will wear cardigans and drink highballs. We will sell our bracelets by the roadsides. You will play golf and enjoy hot hors d'oeuvres. My people will have pain and degradation. Your people will have stick shifts. The gods of my tribe have spoken. They have said, do not trust the pilgrims. And for all these reasons, I've decided to stomp you and burn your village to the ground.
And everything's being ruined. They don't care about people living on that land.
So a religious disaster, it's something, it's like genocide is something for Indian people. So
Hundreds of Indigenous women murdered or missing in Canada. A haunting national disgrace with no solution in sight.
How long has there been no water where you live?
For years. And all the spring water, they're dried out.
Sometimes they have to kill us. They have to kill us. Because they can't break our spirit.
Despite railway blockades, prominent and public calls for justice and demands for further investigation, efforts to force a public inquiry have stalled. Either way, an inquiry might not answer why as many as 1,000 Indigenous women have gone missing.
There is a
or
crisis
murdered.
of missing and murdered Indigenous women in this country that has become a national tragedy.
The scale of the crisis has been clear for years. Hundreds of Indigenous women murdered or missing in Canada. A haunting national disgrace with no solution in sight.
I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I wanna walk the highways. I wanna walk the alleys and the streets. I wanna walk the whole damn world. I wanna walk the highway. I wanna walk the alleys and the streets. I wanna walk the whole damn world. I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why?
There's a crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women in this country that has become a national tragedy.
Oh, how I miss you so much. I still can't believe that you're gone. Feeling like a huge piece of me's been torn and ripped from me, from my chest. I can't breathe when I think about it. I miss your smile, miss your laugh. I miss our trips on that powwow trail. And now all I feel is that trail of tears, that trail of fears for what could have gone wrong, and hoping that you're safe. I wanna go door to door. My eyes are so sore from all the tears I drop. My heart drops, and every time I think about you and where you could be, this is for the weight that I carry on my chest, for the mothers and the families who get no rest. And this is for the loved ones, and the family. We want you close, we wanna hold you close, we want you back the most. And this is for my sisters who were stolen in the night, for the ones who were hustling and fighting for their life. It cuts to the soul, but it has me wondering, oh, where did she go? Oh, where did she go?
I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I wanna walk the highways. I wanna walk the alleys and the streets. I wanna walk the whole damn world. I wanna walk the highway. I wanna walk the alleys and the streets. I wanna walk the whole damn world. I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? Why no sense of urgency? Why no state emergency. Should have been called when it was 2 or 3. 100 to 1,000, yeah, you feel me? Government criminalize indigenous men and blame them, and then say it's not high on our radar. How far will you let it slide? Just another form of genocide. That's right, I'm calling you out. I know what this is all about. You want the land, so now we stand up, fists up. Warrior song makes us strong. We say no more. We say no more. No more stolen sisters. No more stolen sisters. I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I wanna walk the highways. I wanna walk the alleys and the streets. I wanna walk the whole damn world. I wanna walk the highway. I wanna walk the alleys and the streets. I wanna walk the whole damn world. I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why? I'm looking for my sister. Where did she go? Where did she go? Why?
Railway blockades, prominent and public calls for justice and demands for further investigation, efforts to force a public inquiry have stalled. Either way, an inquiry might not answer why as many as 1,000...
There's a crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women in this country that has become a national tragedy.
National disgrace with no solution in sight.
Awesome! That is Butterflies in Spirit, live on Late Night with Savages, coming to you from 609 Helmkin Street. And we're very pleased to have you here, Lorelei. I know you, I've known you for a very long time and saw you conceive Butterflies in Spirit. Since on, you've given birth to a lot more. Tell me who the family is. Who's the crew?
I'm Lisa Monchelin.
Hi, and you?
Jacqueline Hennius.
Jacqueline Hennius. Billy Sinclair, come on up. Billie Jean Sinclair. Quatley, come stand with me. All right, we're going to sing the Woman's Warrior song. I'm going to ask Lorelei to introduce a song for you. Lorelei Williams is Staulau, and I believe Hanus, you're Kokakiwak, right? And how about you? Niska. And Crete?
I'm Algonquin, Métis, and Huron.
I'm Nawat Pipil from Central America.
Welcome to the show. Okay, take it away.
This song is called The Women's Warrior Song. It's by Martina Pierre. And this song came to her in a sweat lodge ceremony. The song is for our people, but it's well known for missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. And feel free to join us. Anybody who knows it,
Gail Casa. All right. Thank you to Butterflies in Spirit. Thank you for joining us on Late Night with Savages. It touches my heart to see these ladies perform. You'll notice they have t-shirts on. Usually on every t-shirt you will see somebody that has gone missing or been murdered in their family. When these ladies dance, they dance for their loved ones who have gone missing and or have been murdered. Next up, very special guest here. Please give him a big hand. Ethan Rivas. Here he is. Beautiful. You're listening to Late Night with Savages, and I am Gennady O'Sullivan, and I get to hang out with Greg Levine, who is a rap artist living in the Vancouver region. Hello, Greg. How are you?
Hey, Gennady, doing well. Thanks for having me.
Great. First time we've ever met, and we got to go virtual.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
amazing, right?
Yeah, it's good stuff. At least we can do this.
Well, you know where I'm from? I'm from Turner Island originally. That's where my parents were from and my grandparents.
Hmm.
And then I ended up in Alert Bay. I'm Chawitsi's women, and that means proud and powerful people. And I'm currently
Nice.
living now in Vancouver. How about you? Where are you from?
Nice. Yeah, I was born and raised in Langley area, actually,
Oh,
just
yeah.
out near the farmlands area, a little bit small town area. And then around high school, I moved to Coquitlam and finished high school there, went to college and just did things like that around Coquitlam. I've always since then lived around Burnaby, New West. I'm right now in Coquitlam. So I've never actually lived in Vancouver City, but just always in the outskirts.
Amazing. You know that it sounds like you've lived in the Kwantlen territory for quite some time. And Coquitlam,
Okay.
the Indian way or the Savage way of saying it is Clayoquitlam.
Coquitlam, right? I've seen that. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Coquitlam.
So how are you doing today in the midst of the pandemic?
Well, all things considered, I'm doing pretty well. My wife and I have been healthy, and our families have been staying healthy over the past year or more. And that's already a huge blessing. And then also on top of that, my wife and I have been able to work from home. So we work for the same company. We work for Van City Credit Union. So we're just like on our computers at home, like answering calls, and it's all set up. So it's really convenient, it's safe. And yeah, we're both working full time. So it couldn't really be much of a better setup, and things have been pretty good, still making music right now.
Especially since the world is so inaccessible, right? Because you're bound to a wheelchair there. Now you don't have to worry about accessibility issues, right?
That's true. And it's like, it is pretty tough to make it all the way into work before having to take the train, actually a couple different trains. And then like, yeah, there's always issues when it snows. Like that happened over the years a few times. It would be pretty bad snow. And it's always hard to get around on the sidewalks and up the ramps. There's a lot of course, physical barriers being in a wheelchair. So you're right. It is pretty convenient working from home. I can just stay in my pajamas and everything.
Yeah, that's right. You can do everything from home now.
Yeah.
Right? And you were talking about music. I can't wait to feature your music on Late Night with Savages this May 26th.
Nice.
And I'm excited to introduce you to our listeners at Co-op Radio and at CITR.
Cool.
How do
Thank
feel
you.
about that?
I'm excited. I'd love to be on the radio, and whenever, if I ever get a chance to get more listeners, and yeah, I'm happy. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. How long have you been rapping for?
Rapping, probably, it's been 25 years, actually, a really long time, since high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? When did you begin? Why did it start for you?
Just basically for me and for my friends, for my close friends back then in high school, we were just, messing around, partying a lot. And we just decided to freestyle. And we were listening to a lot of hip hop back then. Some of my favorites were Outkast, Common Sense, The Roots. But even before then, it was different things like NWA and stuff. There was all kinds of different hip hop back then. It was really good. It was the golden era back in the 90s for hip hop. So basically, we started freestyling. And then from there, we just decided to record it on a little ghetto blaster, like on a little mic, like not very professional at all, just very basic. And we just took it from there and got more into it. All right.
Greg Lapine on Late Night with Savages, 100.5 FM and 101.9 FM on CITR.
Interacting, nowadays just internet acting, wow, crazy. All we ever do is portray these perfect lives immersed in paradise. Smiling wave, that photo's great, but scared inside, things we can't face. Paralyzed by fear, man-made, coming off fake every day. Little bit of love stashed away, even though little with doubts, clicking the mouse. Like or laugh, figure it out, yet stuck in depression, sitting around. No effort now, communication severed and drowned. Out by lies, a divided civilization standing by. Got no space, too much waste. Can you relate to the truth I chase? Hands are tied, nations feuding, dispute over pride. News headlines, need a change, these are the signs. Everybody better stop and shine. Got a lot on the line, let's wake up and go outside. There's no feeling greater than when you wake up saying, see you later, see where this day will take ya, yeah. Don't need no data, no phone, no pager, no. Ain't gonna sit alone on my computer at home. I'm all about going out in nature with the green trees and brown ground beneath me, yeah. Don't need a 3D movie to see these. We surround If you got no attention, would you fly solo? Would you still send out promo? Or get offline, go out and do more shows? Look at the correlation between Facebook notifications and the will to succeed. If we don't get love, we don't really believe in ourselves, all about getting clout. I'm done, I'm out. I wanna sit out in the sun, not smoking, not drinking, not thinking about anyone. Just soak up the rays, let it flow like the good old days. There's no feeling greater than when you wake up saying, see you later, see where this day'll take ya, yeah. Don't need no data, no phone, no pager, no. Ain't gonna sit alone on my computer at home. I'm all about going out in nature with the green trees and brown ground beneath me, yeah. Don't need a 3D movie to see these. We surrounded by mountains, deep blue sea. Let's dive right in. Bottom line, we all live.
And welcome back to Late Night with Savages. We're coming to you live from 609 Hopkins Street on 100.5 FM Co-op Radio. Co-op Radio dash content dash video, and also CITR 101.9 FM. Pardon me? So thank you so much for joining us. We've had a really great show. We started you off with Ethan, and then Tamara Bell joined us. We spoke a little bit with Alec Chisholm, and he told us about Up and Coming Festival. We are featuring numerous artists here today, which is fabulous. Gary will be giving a little bit of a review on the Up and Coming exhibit. And then we got to witness Butterflies in Spirit, in action. They did 3 dances. They danced to My Girls. They also danced to A Tribe Called Red and JB the First Lady's song. Next up, we have a very special guest here. His name is Anthony Fable McNabb. He's been a friend of mine for about 30 years right now. And he was a part of our very first Late Night with Savages at the Red Gate TV. Welcome to the show, Anthony. Welcome back.
Hello there, Gennady.
Gennady. Miss GD, you know,
Yeah.
or Miss GDS, as
Yeah.
you like to call me on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came here 12 hours early.
12 hours early, did you? That's Indian time if I ever did hear.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. 12 hours early. So I'm gonna come sit and talk into the mic there.
Yes.
So you were here 12 hours early and having difficulty with my microphone. So I'm gonna go stand over there.
Yeah.
And take this mic, because I'm like that. How's this? This is good. You know what? You always got to keep your batteries charged, you know, with your microphones and those other devices you ladies like to get into. You got to keep it charged, right, Anthony?
That's right.
That's right. So here you are again with me, and you're going to get down and dirty with your flute, right? And teach us a thing or two about, like, being Indigenous.
Of course.
Of course. Work with me here, work with me. How long have you been playing the flute floor? How long have you been playing the flute for?
Oh, probably since I was about, I don't know, 7, 9, something like that.
7 or 9? And how old are you now?
Nobody's business.
Huh?
Just say 67, baby.
67, maybe. Okay.
Baby.
Okay, so Anthony, I really appreciate you coming back a second time. You're a Cree. I found him behind a tree, and it was a cedar tree, actually, right? Because that's where you find Crees.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it, Anthony?
Isn't it? Yeah, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to say, like, a west, go away? Point me.
Mota, maybe.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm going that way.
Here I go. So this is in the key of G.
Late Night with Savages here, coming to you live from 609 Helmkin Street. It's been a pleasure. Anthony, you got another song for us, I see. Okay.
Just catch my breath for a second.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll be telling people, you know what, there's going to be a press conference tomorrow regarding the VPD. They're going to get a spanking from 12 people who are kind of like fed up with two particular officers that have been harassing and doing unlawful street checks in the downtown east side. So keep your ears and eyes open for that. At around 2 o'clock, I'll be there with 11 other complainants. Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
Okie doke. Anthony Fable McNabb on Late Night with Savages.
This is in the key of A, like Anthony.
That's Anthony Fable McNabb. He's joined us here for the second time of Late Night with Savages, and I think that's really awesome. As I said, he's been a very good friend of mine for a long time. He can paint up a storm, he can play a mean flute, and he's really, really good at vocals as well. Earlier I was telling you about what was going to happen tomorrow. I really need you to know this. It's important stuff. If we want to keep our community safe and our city safe, it's important to pay attention to what the VPD and the authorities are what are they up to. In the Downtown East Side, a group of East Side residents, harm reduction and housing workers will hold a press conference on a 2-year long-term ordeal to hold 2 Vancouver Police Department officers accountable for threatening and abusive behavior in the hood, in my hood, in his hood, and it has to stop. When tomorrow, Thursday, May 27th at 2 p.m., where at 99 West Pender, Vancouver, 99 West Pender in Vancouver, British Columbia. Who's going to be there? Several complainants, and their legal counsel will be there present, meaning Pivot Legal Society. 17 people have complaints, launched a first of its kind against 2 officers who have constantly engaged in abusive behavior towards residents in the Downtown East Side. Tomorrow, listen up at 2 p.m., okay, there's going to be a press conference. Did you know that? Yes. You did? Well, you know everything, don't you?
I read it on the garbage can.
You read it on the garbage can and the graffiti art as well, you know, a really great way to know what's happening in your town. If you walk down the alleyways and have a look at the graffiti art, they will tell you who has died, who's living, and who's on the run even, right, Anthony?
People who just
You got to speak into the microphone. People are vanishing. This is something that you've been telling me lately as well. Would you like to kind of give us a little more detail about that?
Living in the neighborhood that I live in, and we live in, is you never get used to seeing the faces and the posters that are stuck on the walls, the poles. You're always going to see them. They're there. A month goes by, 3 months go, a year goes by. I've got a friend of mine. His son's been missing since 1970 or 1984. I mean, and it's not just Native people. It's white people, white women, Asians. There's people that just, they vanish, and nobody knows where they are. Where are they? Because I got to ask that every day when I see these photographs. Where are these people?
Where is Paige Poorman? You know?
It's heartbreaking.
Where is Angela Pete? She's been missing for a really long time. Her mother even died while she was looking for her own daughter, who has never been found to this day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I have a niece, this poor man's, and she just disappeared in April the 20th, and it was a $10,000 reward. But how do you disappear for 2 months, and then on Granville, she disappeared on Granville Street,
on Helmkin Street, actually, and
just disappeared. And that's my niece, and I don't know where she is. Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. There's rumors that there could be a couple of copycat Picton types.
Yeah.
That's what I hear on the street.
Well,
but nobody wants to talk.
One example of that, just to give you an idea of who that might be. I mean, there's a man who has been charged with being abusive towards a female officer, has driven over a sex worker with an ATV, has been charged on these, been found guilty, but yet he's running free, and that's Curtis Sagmoen. 2 people have gone missing that are his neighbors. A body has been found on his property, on his parents' property. So this is another example of how police continue to fail to serve and protect us. They'd rather arrest us and look the other way when we're going missing or being assaulted. And that has just got to stop. So I'm really glad that you pointed that out and jogged my memory here.
Yeah.
Would you like to play another song? And then we're going to invite Ethan up soon as well. And I also want to let the listeners know, and you know, that next month on June 23rd, we'll be coming live from one of the Caveman Cafes with a comedian. His name is Bubba's Comedy, and he sent me some of his work just recently. So he'll be here next month, June 23rd, on Late Night with Savages, and joined by Jolene Mitten, who has her very, very, very own modeling talent agency, and that's big news. So we'll be celebrating with Jolene Mitten next month on Late Night with Savages. Take it away.
stage, just let him do his stuff. He's really funny. He runs a show called Bubba's Comedy Show in North Vancouver. He's all over the place. He travels all around the province doing a lot of amazing shows. Make some noise for the one and only Keith Mahaney. Let's go!
So I have this friend that's a certified sex educator. She goes to schools, hospitals, and prisons to do sex education workshops. Couple here. So when you get with someone and you start doing the wild thing, not only are you doing the wild thing with him, but you're doing the wild thing with everyone that he's been with. And vice versa. So that could be really awkward on a reserve. Because everybody knows each other there. It's hard. Anyone from a small town? So you understand then, right? Right? Condoms come in. And condoms are for your protection. Not only are they for your protection, but they're for our protection too. Because there's some people you just don't want to have kids. And condoms protect you from the 4 H's. What are the 4 H's, you asked? So by a round of applause, how many people here are on their first marriage? Good luck. I mean, good for you. By a round of applause, how many people are here on their second marriage? First one didn't work out, second one's gonna be better. Marriage, and I think I know why I got a divorce from my first marriage. I broke the 3 C's rules of marriage. What are the 3 C's? Well, that's my time. Thanks, Keith Mahaney.
Savages. You gotta know, we're gonna do this once a month, like a period. Yes, sir. And we're very pleased here to let you know that the Access Festival, which was postponed in 2020, and are now presenting their second Access Festival. And this is the opening of the Access Festival. It's been great working with you, Alex Chisholm, and I love the artwork. Can you tell us quickly who the artists are that we have on the wall this evening?
Yeah, well, Jolene Andrews is one of the artists over there with I believe it's the Red Salmon. Sandra Ewan, Shima Shaw, Ben Roback, and AJ Brown. All wonderful artists, and they're all going to be throughout the center all week long. So come down to the center and watch them, see the show, the images if you want.
Awesome. be sure to come down. 609 Helmkin Street is the address. If you want to find out more about the festival, you can go to gatheringfestivalwordpress.com. And you can also go to YouTube, Gathering Place. The Access Festival celebrates BC Access Awareness Day. This has been a really wonderful Late Night with Savages with Tamara Bell, Ethan Ravaz, Anthony Fable. We've also heard from Butterflies in Spirit, Lorelei, and of course, me, Ganora G. Thank you for joining us. Late Night with Savages, 100.5 FM on Co-op Radio, 101.9 FM on CITR, and of course, this is new for me, Co-op Radio Dash, Content Dash Video.